Going to give it a moment to let the waiting room clear. As a reminder, please mute yourself as you enter the hearing. Good afternoon. This is a hearing before the Boston Cannabis Board, the BCB. Today is September 17th, 2025. Today's hearing is being conducted pursuant to temporary amendments to the open meeting law. This is what allows us to meet virtually. This hearing is being recorded and will be posted to the City of Boston's website. Before I review some procedural matters, I will introduce Chairwoman Kathleen Joyce.
Thank you, Luke. Sorry about that. Good afternoon. My name is Kathleen Joyce. I'm Chair of the Boston Cannabis Board. Today, I'm pleased to be joined by Commissioner Lisa Holmes, Commissioner Jack Kenslia, Commissioner Sonal Gandhi, Commissioner Ramon Soto.
Thank you, Chairwoman Joyce. My name is Luke Santhouse, and I am the Boston Cannabis Licensing Specialist for the Boston Cannabis Board. I will begin by calling each item in the order they appear on the agenda. We have one amendment item to an already approved license and one new license application. The license for the amendment will have 5 minutes to present, followed by questions and comments from the board members. We will then move on to new license application, who will have 10 minutes to present to the BCB, followed by questions and comments from the board members. We will then take public testimony, beginning with elected officials or the representatives, followed by the general public. If you wish to testify, please sign up via the link that will be put in the chat. Additionally, you may use the chat function to request to testify as well. Please wait until the matter in which you would like to speak about is called. Do not use the chat to give testimony. It will not be considered. Please state your full name, address, affiliation. Testimony will be limited to 2 minutes, at which time you will be muted. Additional testimony may be submitted in writing to cannabisboard@boston.gov. The record will be kept open until Tuesday, September 23rd at 5 p.m. The BCB does not give any more weight to spoken testimony than it does to written testimony. Okay, we will begin with our first item. The licensee is Union Twist, Inc., doing business as Union Twist. The license premises is 257 to 259 Cambridge Street, Allston. The license type is a marijuana retailer license. The request is a change of beneficial ownership interests. The licensee is seeking a BCB approval to remove the licensee's current beneficial owners, except for Union Twist Holdings, and add 3 new indirect owners: Austin Group Ventures Mass, LLC, Austin Group Holdings, LLC, and Margaret Rubino. Union Twist, Inc. will remain the ultimate license holder. Who is present on behalf of the licensee?
Good afternoon, Luke. Good afternoon, members of the board, Madam Chair. This is Mike Ross. I'm an attorney at the law firm of Prince Lobel. Pleased to be here with you today. This is an application to change the beneficial ownership interest of an existing license, as mentioned, Union Twist, located at 257-259 Cambridge Street in Allston. The new beneficial ownership team, members of the team are present here today, but to discuss the details of the change in beneficial ownership interests on this particular transaction, I wanted to turn it over to my co-counsel, Kevin Conroy from Foley Hoag. Kevin.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, Commissioners. Thank you for having us. We'll be very brief today. I just wanted to mention a few points about this change in beneficial ownership. First, Union Twist, Inc. will continue to own the Boston Cannabis Board license. There's no change in the license holder. Second, we are not currently making any material changes to the operation or day-to-day management of the retail dispensary, and we pledge to continue to comply with the terms and conditions of the BCB license and the host community agreement. Third, to the extent we one day want to make changes to the operation of the license, we will come back before you and request those changes. As Luke explained, our sole request for you today is that we add Austin Group Ventures MA LLC, Austin Group Holdings LLC, and Margaret Rubino as beneficial owners of Union Twist. Margaret Rubino is with us today. She'll be presenting on the second item. She is a Massachusetts resident and owns Duchess, which owns cannabis dispensaries in Illinois. Very importantly, Margaret Rubino and the other entities were approved as beneficial owners by the Massachusetts Cannabis Control Commission on September 11th. That's all I had today. Please let us know what questions you have.
All right, thank you. Now we will move on to questions from the board members, starting with Chairwoman Joyce.
Thanks, Luke. Thank you, Attorney. I think you've answered my questions. I appreciate you submitting all the forms and walking us through, mentioning that the CCC has already approved that. I'll turn it over to my fellow commissioners.
Commissioner Holmes, do you have any questions?
No, not at this time. Thank you.
Commissioner Soto?
Right now.
Commissioner Gandhi?
Thank you. I just had one question. And will anything on the exterior of the facility change? Will there be physical changes at all?
I apologize, Commissioner, for interrupting you. There'll be no changes on the outside of the facility, and we will come back if we want to make changes, that material changes to the site.
Thank you. No more questions.
Commissioner Kinsley?
No, no questions at this time.
Okay, we will move on to public testimony, starting with elected officials or the representatives. Okay. Seeing no additional testimony, the board will take this matter under advisement. Okay. We will now move on to our new license application. The applicant is Austin Group Ventures West Roxbury LLC, doing business as Duchess Cannabis. The proposed license premise is 1524 VFW Parkway, West Roxbury. This is for a marijuana retailer license. The proposed hours of operation are 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. This is a non-equity applicant. They filed their application on June 25th, 2025. They filed with Inspectional Services on November 9th, 2018, and they held their community meeting on August 14th, 2025. There is a buffer zone conflict with another marijuana establishment. And please note that there is an open and operating marijuana retailer at this location. Host community agreements and zoning relief are non-transferable. Therefore, this is treated as a new license application. Okay. We will now move on to the presentation. Who is present on behalf of the licensee?
Yeah, hi, Luke. Again, Mike Ross, law firm of Princelow Bell. So this is also a change of ownership of an existing marijuana retail license from Beacon Compassion, Inc., doing business as Up Top Cannabis. But as Luke mentioned, because it's not a purchase of the entity, but rather the purchase of the assets themselves, it is considered a new license under the BCB regulations. From an operational perspective, there will be no changes to the premises or the hours of operation or the employees at the location. There will be eventually a name, branding, signage change at the facility. The new applicants are here this afternoon. They are Austin Group Ventures West Roxbury LLC, doing business as Duchess Cannabis. I wanted to reintroduce the founder and CEO of Duchess, Meg Rubino. She's a Boston-based attorney. She is here with us today. And then following just a brief hello from Meg, we're going to turn it over to her VP of Retail Operations, Alexis Biggie Proud. Meg?
Yes, good afternoon. Thank you for having us. We're very pleased to be here. My name's Meg Rubino, and I'm the owner of Duchess Cannabis. I'm a Massachusetts native and a licensed attorney. I've been practicing family law in Massachusetts for about 18 years or so. A few years back, I decided to expand my business opportunities, and because I feel so strongly about the benefits of cannabis, I was drawn to the industry. As you will soon see, we have built an incredible team of exceptional women who are passionate about the retail cannabis experience and responsible adult use. We currently operate 5 retail dispensaries with 1 new store under construction in Illinois, and we have 3 applications underway in Massachusetts. We also recently launched an in-house brand name flower within our stores. Entering the cannabis space is one of my proudest achievements. Working alongside this team and building something special like Duchess has been the experience of a lifetime. We hope to become your local dispensary, a good neighbor, and a good community partner. And we look forward to the opportunity of serving you in both locations in the city of Boston. Now I would like to introduce you to our VP of Retail Operations, Alexis BG Pro.
Hello, and thank you, commissioners, for taking the time to speak with us today. So we are Duchess Cannabis, and our application is for the new license for the recreational retail site at 1524 VFW Parkway in West Roxbury. Our Austin Group Holding Ventures, LLC, our DBA is Duchess Cannabis. So a little bit about us, a little sneak behind the curtain here. We proudly stand as the crown jewel of cannabis, providing everybody with the royal treatment. We are really committed to exceptional customer experience. We want to ensure we have quality products on our menu at affordable prices. Our vision is to make sure that everybody who enters our door are really treated like royalty. Something that makes us very unique at Duchess Cannabis, and we are very proud to say this, is we are entirely operated and owned by women. Duchess has successfully expanded its retail footprint in Illinois, and we are looking to expand that footprint into Massachusetts. Our unique approach centers around the understanding of a diverse customer preferences, fostering that brand loyalty, and driving innovation in the cannabis dispensary experience within our stores. I do want to take some time for you to meet our team, and we do have them present on the call today. You've already met Meg Rubino, our CEO and founder. We've also got Dominique Nelson, who is our HR manager. Courtney Rybicki is our director of operations. We've got Ren Berger, our director of procurement. Charlotte Carter, who is our director of marketing. And again, I'm Alexis BG, the VP of retail operations. So why choose us at Duchess? Our executive team has 18 plus years of combined experience in the cannabis industry. Ren Berger, our director of procurement, she actually has 10 plus years of cannabis experience in Illinois. She started at the inception of the medical program in Illinois. Myself, I've got 21 years of multi-unit experience for retail companies like GameStop, Amazon. I've worked for small startup cannabis companies. I've worked at a multi-state operator. All of this prior to Duchess. So what you're really getting with us is an experienced leadership team who not only knows cannabis, but we know retail, and we're focused around that experience we provide customers. We also want to ensure we've got carefully curated product selections on our menus. We want to match the communities that we work in and make sure we have products that fit their particular needs. We also pride ourselves on community partnerships. In Illinois, we belong to multiple Chamber of Commerces. We've also sponsored different types of community events within those communities we operate in. We've sponsored pride celebrations. We've also collaborated with first responders. So community is very important to us. As we've said before, we're looking to expand our footprint. We currently operate in Illinois, but are looking to expand to Massachusetts. We've got 5 operating dispensaries right now, with 1 under construction that should be opening in September or October. And then we are looking for that change of ownership with the 3 proposed locations. So the current site, the 1525 VFW Parkway, the current use is Beacon Compassion, DBA Up Top Cannabis, and they do have a retail adult use dispensary site. The change of ownership, again, would be Austin Group Ventures, West Roxbury, LLC. We are not changing any hours of operation, and we will continue to operate Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. They currently have 17 employees, and as stated before, we will keep all of those associates, and we are very excited about it. This location does have parking on site. So what you get at the Duchess experience in store, we are looking to have 6 POSs. Again, hours of operation maintained will stay the same. At our peak, we do expect to have 67 transactions per hour. Non-peak, we will have 32 transactions per hour. We will add kiosk ordering, and what this will allow for is we will have associates ready to assist customers with their questions, their product needs, and it also helps for a more efficient process within the store. Typically, 88% of our revenue comes from our loyal members. So those are customers who are used to our operations. They're used to coming in and getting that quick in and out experience. 63% of our total orders are pre-orders. This allows, again, for that quick in and out experience. And our average customer transaction time from start to finish is about 3 to 4 minutes. When it comes to safety and security, we want to ensure we have state-of-the-art security systems that allow for the highest level of safety and security in each of our locations. All of our sites in Illinois are equipped with alarm and intrusion systems that are monitored 24/7, 365 days a year. That will be the same here in Massachusetts. Some of the devices that we use are panic buttons, glass break sensors, motion detectors, door contacts, alarm panels, and this is all monitored and serviced by a national vendor. Our leadership team also has access to that to view off-site. All of our sites are equipped with fully operational card access systems, and this gives us the ability to limit or deny access to critical areas. We will also have electronic daily logs of who's going in and out of those areas. And we can terminate any access at a moment's notice, whether we're on site or off site. We also have 360-degree camera coverage in all of our areas where cannabis is sold, stored, packed, or destroyed to ensure compliance within the states that we work in and with the state regulators. And these are all approved by certified state inspectors. When it comes to some of the things we do proactively for safety and security, our management team and some of the training that they provide is we do provide that de-escalation training techniques for our leadership team. We provide shadow and positional training for all of our new team members that we hire on. And we do annual responsible vendor training through an approved vendor, Seed Talent. We also want to make sure that we ourselves are conducting monthly safety and security and compliance audits. And then we do have ID scanners that are used in the lobby and at the POS area to ensure we do not permit access to anybody that is under the age of 21. We have agreed at Duchess to maintain the existing 17 employees, and again, we are very excited about this. Going forward, Duchess, we will use our best efforts to utilize the previously approved hiring goals for this location. And just to summarize what some of those were, 40% women hired, 35% people of color, hiring to match the communities that we operate in. We want to make sure that we provide a pathway of growth internally for our associates, a robust internal accountability policy, make sure we have annual reporting against those goals and initiatives, and then employee education around diversity, implicit bias, and sensitivity training within the first 90 days of their employment. So with that said, I am going to turn it back over to Mike Ross to talk about the buffer zone.
Thank you. Just quickly, the buffer zone is in relationship to a delivery company called Injaga Delivery LLC, located at 1455, 1457 VFW, across the street, across the barrier of the Parkway. It was approved by the BCB after Beacon Compassion was initially approved for adult use in January of 2022. However, since this is a new license, it triggers the buffer zone conflict once again. The rationale to approve, notwithstanding this conflict, would be that Jaga is a delivery license. This is a retail license. It was already approved for the buffer zone conflict by your board in March of 2023. And because these two establishments have existed and operated without an issue over these last several months. Finally, because additional support letters were submitted per the BCB regulations. For all those reasons, I would respectfully submit that the buffer zone conflict issue is appropriately addressed. I'll just close by saying that we have submitted two letters of support from the board, in particular, one from the District City Councilor Weber and the other from the State Representative McGregor. I'll pause there if there are any questions. Thank you.
All right, thank you. We will now move on to questions and comments from the commissioners, beginning with Chairwoman Joyce.
Thank you all. I appreciate the presentation. Very helpful. So based upon what you just described, what your team just described, is this going to require build out changes, or is it like ready to go if once this is approved? I know it's already an established cannabis establishment, but do they not have kiosks right now? Do you have to add additional things, security changes? I haven't compared it to what was there before recently. So if you could just walk me through that.
Yeah, I mean, unless Alexis has anything else to add, my understanding is that there will be no changes to the interior. There will be these exterior changes around branding, but there won't be 1 square inch altered or added, if you will, to the facility. We're using the existing facility.
Okay, thank you very much. Luke, I don't have any other questions.
All right, thank you. Commissioner Holmes?
Yes. Is your security team in-house or like are they managers who are, doing security work, or are these actually security personnel?
They are not security personnel, but we do have the monitoring systems for our alarms, our cameras, glass breaks, motion detectors, and things like that. And we do have access to camera systems offsite.
So you have, I saw you said it'd be at least 2 people in your present or in your stuff you sent in. So what, you got to have somebody security at the door. So I mean, who's going to be at your door, checking the license before they enter, and then once you get to the point of sales. So are these people going to be specifically trained security people?
They will be employees of ours, and they will be trained on scanning IDs. They're in our lobby before you get into the dispensary sales floor, and they will have access to our cameras as well to view what's going on internally and externally in the building.
So they'll be doing double duties.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. You don't think that it's a good idea to have a designated security team?
We can consider that.
I think you ought to. I think it might be helpful to have somebody that's a security person or security management to guide you. I know you have other establishments in other states, but I think it would behoove you maybe to have a dedicated security person that's all they're doing, because you don't want to have somebody who has to be at your door doing your security and checking your IDs, but also needs to be inside doing anything else. And particularly, when you get to that busy time of the day after work when people are coming in. So I think it might be helpful to have somebody that's your designated security person, specifically at the door, at least.
Yeah, Commissioner, we'll supplement the record and get you a cleaner response. I think the point that Alexis was making is that we're not hiring external security to be that person. We're going to have our own internal team doing that, but we're going to clean it up with something we'll send in that gives you a better explanation on that.
I appreciate that, Attorney Ross. Thank you much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Commissioner Soto?
Thanks, Luke. I just had some questions around the hiring goals. In particular, how you plan to measure the kind of progress towards those goals, and how you plan to recruit for open positions down the line.
Yes, absolutely. We do have an HR manager who keep track of those goals on how we're doing when it comes to hiring. And then we will use various different job boards, and we can also work with Mass Hire to ensure we're hiring locally and in the communities, partner with different agencies within the community.
One thing, Commissioner, I'd like to add, if I could, is that we are in this case inheriting the 17 existing employees, as opposed to were we to start fresh, we would onboard in a different way than we are right now. So for us, it's really going to be about the net new that comes in when we have to add people we need to replace.
No, and I definitely hear that, and I think part of the rationale for me is that since there is not that need at this point, what would be the plan down the line, so that I have some amount of comfort that there wouldn't be sort of, a different agenda versus the other folks that we've seen come before us who outline very specific ways that they're going to achieve the types of goals that, I think we're looking to achieve, given various challenges and understanding of that. But it's just, I think, important to know how business will go about trying to achieve it.
Yeah, understood. The goals that we kept were in line with what was previously in front of you. It wasn't a very high goal, but yet this is also West Roxbury. So people who are working around here, it's going to be a different demographic than other locations. When we presented the information to the board, to the client, frankly, a lot of their numbers and metrics are at a higher number, let's say, than with their other stores. This is an all-woman team, as we mentioned earlier. This is a team that cares about diversity and inclusion. And so for all those reasons, they were embracive of the earlier commitments and not concerned at all that they were going to continue to achieve those, and will agree to use best efforts to achieve or exceed those numbers.
Thanks, Counselor. Yeah, I think that's helpful in understanding that they have embraced the prior what was prior part of that component of their plan. That's helpful to know, right? Because then at least I can align it with a vision that was provided previously.
Thank you.
That's all I got, Luke. Thank you.
Commissioner Gandhi.
Thank you. I have two questions. The first question is the number of transactions. Is that greater than what is currently what was there previously?
Correct. That is what we expect to happen.
So the reason I'm asking this question is, how will you accommodate the impact of additional customers? Is there enough parking? Is there enough? Actually, I'm really focused on parking. And is there any additional traffic impact, etc.? Look, it's probably not going to be a huge amount, but how are you going to be accounting for the additional amount of transactions that you're proposing or envisioning at this site than was before?
The key, there's two things that are going to help out with that. One is the implementation of kiosks. It provides a faster quick in and click out experience. Currently, they're ordering from the POS area, which takes a lot longer. So we'll implement these kiosks, and then just improved efficiencies with how we operate throughout the store. In our other stores in Illinois, we have a high level of customers that are part of our loyalty program, and those are customers who have repeated business with us, so they're familiar with our flow, what's expected, and that does create a quick in and out experience in our location. And there is parking on site currently for this location.
No, I saw that there is parking on site, but I just want to make sure that we're not impacting other businesses in a way that is negative and or impacting traffic and parking that's negative. Sorry. My second question is on the exterior of the facility. And I know that might be a change of signage, but what are you envisioning? I appreciated one of the slides that had an existing, I believe, facility. What are you envisioning as far as the exterior of the facility, keeping it clean? And how will you make sure that that's all taken care of? And I'd love to kind of see an option if you have it, but if not, I'm curious.
So, when we've looked at the exterior of the site, one of the areas we've identified is it definitely needs to be cleaned up. So that is our first priority, is ensuring we clean up the exterior of it. Even the parking lot, maintaining that, keeping a nice clean presentation behind the building as well. All of our locations, we have property managers that will help us assist with that cleanup. So that is really important to us. Unfortunately, do not have a rendering of what the exterior will be like. We will submit everything that is needed for approval on that. I can show you what some of our other stores look like, but it won't be exactly like this location. But it's really important to us that we have a clean look inside and outside. Our stores are very attractive when you see it. They're very eye-catching. So again, we want to make sure we have external signage that identifies who we are.
Yeah, I mean, we don't do sign review on this board, so I'm not looking for that or approval for that. I'm just looking to see if there's something that you could show that kind of shows what you're thinking of, which I think is on that one slide. If you have more, that'd be great.
Absolutely, and this is going to be one of our newest locations that we opened up. So let me share this with you, and I will. Our colors are gold. We call it Duchess blue, but it's more of a teal color. So this is the external signage right here in the bottom right.
Okay.
Make it a little bigger so you can see it a little bit better. That was during our grand opening. That's why there's balloons on it.
That's super helpful. Thanks so much.
No problem.
And
Thank you very much.
And I appreciate that you have a property manager that will make sure that things are clean, both at the front and the back of the house. So thank you for that. No other questions. Thanks, Luke.
Thank you for your time.
Commissioner Kensley.
Thank you, Luke. So you said that you expect that the transaction frequency numbers are going to go up a little bit from the location that was there before. So what are you actually basing those numbers that you had in the presentation on?
Some of it's based on our other locations and what we're doing and currently in those locations. The other thing is we know there's some things that we have to fix at that location with product and menu and things like that, which will also increase those transactions.
Okay. Do you know what the level of transactions were in the previous location there?
Right now they're around 40 transactions.
Okay. I mean, I know that with Up Top specifically, it seems like they've struggled, and that location, obviously it's not very walkable. There's not a ton of like communities or neighborhoods that close by that people would be able to go there from. So what makes you confident that making these changes would be able to attract that level of new business there, and it's not just that the location is kind of prime for struggling and isn't able to attract that much?
Two different things. One, we talked about the kiosk and that efficiency piece that helps for that quick in and out. And that's what customers want to see these days. They want to either pre-do their order, or they want to go in and have a fast experience, friendly and fast. The other thing is fixing the signage on the outside. You know, we want to make it attractive on the outside of the building, and currently it is not. So we want that to spruce it up with that. And then our loyalty program. We will look to work with loyalty that helps give us repeat business. And then we will also look at the menu. We want to make sure that we fix the menu, get products that customers in the neighborhood want and want to see on the menu. It's very important to us that we match the communities we're in with the products we order.
Okay. And then moving on to the employment plan. So you said you're maintaining the 17 current employees at that location. Are there going to be any changes to their rate of pay or benefits or average weekly hours or anything like that that you can anticipate?
No, and just to reassure you, we've acquired other locations in Illinois and we have not let go of the teams. We've maintained those other teams. But to answer your question, I am actually looking at their pay. I need to come up with a plan. I would like to increase it a little bit because I think they are underpaid at that location. So we're not changing positions. That is what was turned in. That's what they're at. We are not, we're not changing that.
And then for the specific logistics, like and as far as their seniority is concerned, would you be like technically they'd be rehired to the new company and their seniority starts from zero, or is it maintaining the seniority that they had with the previous company?
So a couple things, they do not lose their benefits. We will work with our benefit department. And again, we've done this in other locations. Their actual hire date is the date that they started with that company. They don't lose that seniority. Again, those are things that's really important. We don't want somebody to start with us and lose all their benefits, their vacation time that they've earned, their PTO, anything like that. So yes, and again, this is exactly what we've done in other states that we've acquired locations with.
All right. Yeah, I appreciate that. That's all the questions I have for now. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Okay, any additional questions from the board members? All right, with that, we will move on to public testimony, beginning with elected officials or their representatives.
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of this board. Some background information on the community process. ONS had done an abutters community meeting on August 14th. Prior to that meeting, there was a question that came in regarding whether staff would be retained and what would happen to the existing employees. The applicant was able to address that by speaking in the meeting about how they were going to retain the existing staff members that were working for the current dispensary. There were some other questions regarding security. The previous operator, there had been a robbery reportedly involving the theft of a safe. So some community members, butters actually, who had witnessed some of the actions that took place, just had specific questions on how security would be beefed up. There was also questions, or more of a request, to have the space behind the building be cleared. I guess apparently there's a lot of boxes and other debris that's in the rear there. The applicant promised to address that, to actively keep an eye on the quality of the property. And yes, that's really the meeting wrapped with one resident expressing, good luck to the applicants. They're going to be meeting with the West Roxbury Neighborhood Council next Tuesday. So we will, as soon as we have that vote or the results of that meeting with the neighborhood council, we will share that with the board. But with that, that concludes the community process. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Connor. Any other representatives any other elected officials or their representatives? Okay, moving on to public testimony. Seeing nobody signed up. Is there anybody here that wants to give public testimony? Okay, with that, the board will take this matter under advisement. Those were all the transactional matters before the board today. The board's voting meeting will take place next Wednesday, September 24th at 1 p.m. Again, the record will be kept open until Tuesday, September 23rd at 5 p.m. That concludes this hearing, and everyone have a good afternoon.